Hello and welcome to the Interlude section of the New Monks podcast, where we share new teachings and discoveries. I am J.Müller, and today I'm going to share with you a paragraph from a book that I've finished reading recently called Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda. So this book is great, and there's one paragraph that really struck out to me. And I've been reading it ever since, repeatedly. It's actually quite a big paragraph, and there's quite a lot of information in it. So that's why I had to just keep going back to it. And I feel like I get quite a lot from it. So just a little background here on the topic before I read it. The book is about Paramahansa Yogananda's. It's supposed to be his biography, but I found that he actually talks quite a lot about his teacher, Sri Yukteswar Giri, because he seems to be like this actual magician. So anyway, Yogananda asks his master to cure some of his friends, and when he does this, he always tells them to wear an astrological bangle. It seems like something in the way that he performs his magic. By wearing that bangle, it helps to heal. It's part of the process of his spells, or whatever you want to call them. So in this section of the book, his master says to Yogananda, please, I think you should wear this astrological bangle, basically. And then Yogananda responds, and now I will read the passage. I don't believe in astrology. It is not a question of belief. The scientific attitude one should take on any subject is whether it is true. The law of gravitation worked as efficiently before Newton as after him. The cosmos will be fairly chaotic if its laws could not operate without the sanction of human belief. Charlatans have brought the ancient stellar science to its present disrepute. Astrology is too vast, both mathematically and philosophically, to be rightly grasped except by men of profound understanding. If ignoramuses misread the heavens and see there a scroll instead of a script, that is to be expected in this imperfect world. One should not dismiss the wisdom with the wise. All parts of creation are linked together and interchange their influences. The balanced rhythm of the universe is rooted in reciprocity, my guru continued. Man, in his human aspect, has to combat two sets of forces. First, the tumults within his being, caused by the admixture of earth, water, fire, air, and ethereal elements. Second, the outer disintegrating powers of nature. So long as man struggles with his mortality, he is affected by the myriad mutations of heaven and earth. Astrology is the study of man's response to planetary stimuli. The stars have no conscious benevolence or animosity. They merely send forth positive and negative radiations. Of themselves, these do not help or harm humanity, but offer a lawful channel for the outward operation, for cause-effect equilibriums that each man has set into motion in the past. A child is born on that day and at that hour when the celestial rays are in mathematical harmony with his individual karma. His horoscope is a challenging portrait revealing his unalterable past with his probable future results, but the natal chart can only be operated by men of intuitive wisdom. These are few. The message boldly blazoned across the heavens at the moment of birth is not meant to emphasize fate, the result of past good or evil, but to arouse man's will to escape from his universal thraldom. What he has done, he can undo. None other than himself was the instigator of the causes of whatever effects are prevalent in his life. He can overcome any limitation because he created it by his own actions in the first place, because he possesses spiritual resources that are not subject to planetary pressure. Superstitious awe of astrology makes one an automaton, slavishly dependent on mechanical guidance. The wise man defeats his planets, which is to say his past, by transferring his alliance from the creation to the Creator. The more he realizes his unity with spirit, the less he can be dominated by matter. The soul is ever free. It is deathless because birthless it cannot be regimented by stars. Man is a soul and has a body. When he properly places his sense of identity, he leaves behind all compulsive patterns. So long as he remains confused in his ordinary state of spiritual amnesia, he will know the subtle fetters of environmental law. God is harmony. The devotee who attuned himself will never perform any activity amiss. His activities will be correctly and naturally timed to accord with astrological law. After deep prayer and meditation, he is in touch with divine consciousness. There is no greater power than that inward protection. Then, dear master, why do you want me to wear an astrological bangle? It is only when a traveller has reached his goal that he is justifies in discarding his maps. During the journey, he takes advantage of any convenient shortcut. The ancient rishis discovered many ways to curtail the period of man's exile and delusion. There are certain mechanical features in the law of karma that can be skillfully adjusted by the fingers of wisdom. All human ills arise from some transgression of universal law. The scriptures point out that man must satisfy the laws of nature while not discrediting omnipotence. He should say, Lord, I trust in thee and know thou canst help me, but I too will do my best to undo any wrong I have done. And that's it. I hope that you enjoyed that reading. I definitely found that I got a lot from it. I think it's very beautiful. And I will just add here, I like the contradictions in it all. It seems he's in one sense discrediting to believe in astrology. It's only when you finally realize that you don't need to look to the stars, but at the same time you should continue to wear the astrological bangle. The paradox of the world that we live in. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Check out, we'll have another New Monks podcast episode coming every month this year. And you can also sign up to our mailing list on our website, www.parthe.one. Thank you very much.